Soldana voted in favor of firing Jorge Pena on Monday, and the old Hidalgo County Courthouse is coming down. Hidalgo County office sent out a press release yesterday saying they have crews working 6A to 6P, 6 days a week. Between now and September, they should be done with the demolishing of the old courthouse. City of Edinburgh next door they're building a parking garage for the new courthouse. Time is 9:43. The Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV made possible this hour by Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. I recall at the beginning of December, I was looking at some of these suggested dates. I put it on the calendar. You're looking at the 16th, 17th of the month. You pay attention to those dates because you need to have whatever you're gifting en route at that date. It's already the 17th of December. It's like, okay, where did the month go? Here we go. So now we're looking at deadlines. And Tanya J. Powers, Fox News, looking at some of these deadlines to put stuff in the mail or I guess ship it for it to be there before Christmas. That's the whole idea. So what do you see, T?
Well, if you're sending your holiday gifts with the U.S. Postal Service, today is the deadline for first-class mail to ensure that it gets there by Christmas. Tomorrow is the deadline for Postal Service's priority mail. It gets things to your destination in 1 to 3 business days. And Priority Mail Express with the Postal Service, that deadline is on the 20th. Now, if you're sending packages with UPS, today is also the last day for UPS ground shipping if you're trying to get it there by Christmas. The deadline for UPS 3-day shipping is on Friday, so you've still got a little wiggle room there. And if you're shipping with FedEx, their home delivery and ground 5-day shipping deadline is today. The 4-day shipping deadline is tomorrow. The 3-day shipping deadline and so on, after that. Those are just a few of the different, deadlines. There are other options, but just kind of keep in mind the rule of thumb is the earlier you ship, probably the less expensive it's going to be for you.
Oh, yeah. And looking at the weather forecast, because usually that plays into all these shipping deadlines, because if you have like nasty weather, frozen weather, portions of the nation all iced up, it doesn't matter. It's just not going to make it there, period. But I noticed that there's a lot of red on the national map. It's going to be, relatively speaking, a little warmer, nice and warm going into next week. So, yeah, these deadlines likely are going to hold because of the warmer, better weather, non-frozen weather that we expect next week as well. All right, T, thank you for the update. Yeah. That's Tanya J. Powers for Fox News up in New York. Time is 9:45. The Sergio Show, News Talk 710 KURV. Program note for Talk Radio, your station for Aggie football. So we got the Aggies on Saturday, 10 o'clock, broadcast from the Aggie Radio Network, 11 o'clock kickoff against Miami. And, yeah, they're hosting the Hurricanes. It's the only time we get a hurricane this season. We had no hurricanes. None. Like, I don't think the U.S. got hit with anything this past season. So we got the Aggies hosting Miami, and that's Saturday morning, thanks to our many supporters, including folks who support us this hour, first hour of the program, Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, and DHR Health Orthopedic Institute. A focus on some of the fascinating local races coming up in 2026. So the big election, first one is in March. It's the primary. We got some Democrats duking it out, or some Republicans duking it out. And thank you, Jesus, we finally have butts on the ballot on the Republican side. Man, I recall we had nobody sometime in the Valley for a lot of local races, and now we do. So this is one that is an unopposed candidate. It's on the Democrat side that they're duking it out for the nomination, right? Yeah. So Mauro Garza, Republican Mauro Garza, is running for Cameron County Judge. So you'll see him on the ballot in Cameron County, and then general election. It's time to duke it out for the fight. Let's see who clears the fight in Cameron County on the Democrat side, because that's who Mauro Garza, businessman, Republican, conservative Mauro Garza, will be running against. And on the business side, welcome back to KURV, Mauro.
Thank you. I've always enjoyed the show, and I always like coming over here.
I got to ask about some of your business. How's your vineyard doing?
It's growing. We had issues with the drought. Mm-hmm. As you know, that's been an issue all through Texas.
You have it up in Central Texas, up in San Antonio.
Yeah. Between Brownsville and San Antonio.
Okay.
And we're growing the vineyard. I have about 79 seedlings. Now they say you might not want to use those for the wine, but so it's doing really good. We still have our original trunks, but I wasn't able to produce what I produced in 2024, where I gave you a bottle.
I still have it.
Good.
It's in the fridge. Not too cold, but
do I need to put another label on it? I think those labels I got kind of give it moisture or something.
I see. Okay.
Let me know.
Well, I tell you what. How do you press the grapes to get the wine? Do you do like romantic style, like we see in the movies? Where what's the name of that beautiful movie? Something in the Clouds or something like that.
Yeah.
It had Keanu Reeves in it, and the romantic way they do it, they get all the women. And they clean their feet and they put in a big old tub and they're stomping on it and then they get the juice from it. Is that how you do it?
No, we don't do that because you never know. There might be foot fungus. No. We use a press.
That's what I was thinking. It's like going, ooh, really? That's the way they do it in Italy? Italia.
Yeah. And honestly, Sergio, it was only the first batch, and I think I produced like 76 bottles.
Yeah.
So
how did you press it? I put them in a juicer.
I weigh them and put them in those freezer bags. The not to put in the freezer, but I weigh them a certain amount so I know the recipe. And then I leave the top open a little bit for air, and I just with my hand.
Okay.
This was 2024, I had lost the election, so I had
bag,
time to do that.
Right, Ziploc bag, and juice them inside the Ziploc. That's precisely what I do with sandia, with watermelon.
And then I put them in the presser, and that sort of separates, it extracts all the juice.
Businessman, conservative Republican Mauro Garza. You will see his name on the Republican primary ballot next year in March. He's running unopposed for the nomination to run for Cameron County Judge, and he's in the studio here at KURV. Why are you running? Let's go back to that question, the standard question. So, why you want to be judge in Cameron County?
First, Sergio, I want people to know that I'm a fiscal conservative, and we need to put people's priorities first. And the priority is the safety of the people and their assets. The flooding is a very big deal. I'll stress it again. The flooding is a very big deal. Cameron County, for sure, has not fully recovered. The people remain fearful of the next storm. It's a big topic that we need to address. If you allow me to pose a question, if we don't handle flooding, drainage, water scarcity, and energy needs, both current and future, how or why should we bring in more business? The bottom line is that this is a human issue. The welfare of the people first. We can lose lives, cars, homes, and jobs. Another reason I'm running for Cameron County Judge is to prevent destruction. I will do it with the utmost collaboration with a county, tri-county-wide regional master plan that I've been talking about for about 2 years. Now everyone's talking about it, but I've been talking about this for 2 years. That will address existing and future and develop future infrastructure to handle strongly projected needs of the population and industry. The plan must include not only our current, but our future energy needs as well. We also need to address something people don't talk about. We also need to address crime, down to home burglaries and theft of trucks and vehicles. They spike in different municipalities. And on the infrastructure, there are many, many, many options, and we can sit here for hours talking about, in addition to the desal that you hear quite a bit about, even though there's no chance of draining the Gulf, you know. But there are many, many possibilities on how to handle that. And we need to lessen our dependence on a bond election to pay for all this. I need us to tap into already existing and designated monies, and that's another reason. to ease the burden on us taxpayers. You know why we don't have the best, strongest infrastructure in Cameron County? Because we failed to plan for it. We haven't planned for it in a regional, comprehensive manner. We have been doing it piecemeal. The priorities have been mismanaged. And I believe with all due respect, Judge Trevino, he is my county judge, has done the best he can as the people have chosen him. He's gotten us to where we are. I can get us further. Give you an example, before entertainment comes safety. Let's protect people's assets and lives. I want to help people put food on the table. Do you know when the arena was placed on the ballot for the third time?
The special events arena that has been voted down consistently.
That's right.
in Cameron County.
At that point, as a concerned citizen, I sent out 65,000 texts just to explain that it was not time to put another slab of cement on a ballot without creating the infrastructure for it. And there are more reasons I'm running to move forward. I want to move forward in what I've been talking about for about 3 years. To move forward on a second Texas economic triangle that will mirror the existing one. The existing one is San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas. You cannot convince me that that is not possible because Texas has the 8th largest economy in the world. Now, all this we've been talking about for years. You guys are amazing at coming up with solutions, all these folks. We've been talking about it for years, right? But it's been all talk and no action. I'm a leader. For 18 years, I've been involved collaborating with city, state, and federal agencies. I've been a director of an entire grants and contracts department, bringing in millions to establish facility and other things. I've overseen staff in public programs, supervised anti-violence and drug abuse program. In fact, I collaborated and coordinated the very first Council on Alcohol and Drug Abuse, Lower Rio Grande Valley Council on Alcohol and Drug Abuse when I was working at the Texas Commission on Alcohol and Drug Abuse that served the Lower Rio Grande Valley. I've assisted administrators and clinicians, in epidemiological studies and disease prevention. I've been recognized by the Texas Department of Health. So my priority is getting a solution in place. It's not about arguing or promoting any divisiveness that might occur in November of 2026. It's time, Cameron County, that we go in a different direction. If we keep doing the same thing, placing party politics over the people and expect different results, things will not change. The mayors of the different municipalities that I've spoken to, those mayors that don't put party politics over the people, they feel left out. They must be part of this solution. It's time to work on a regional master plan. The county, as an administrative unit of the state, must take the lead, Sergio. It's not rocket science. Let's get it done, is what I say.
Yeah. And part of it, I would guess, what would help you get it done is rocket science over SpaceX. And the expanding tax. Just the economic growth is beautiful to see what's taking place in Cameron County. And just with the expansion of the natural, more rooftops, more businesses. What does that mean? More tax base. That represents exponential growth in revenue over the next several years. Well, we're pretty much a few seconds left. I appreciate you stopping by. I look forward to more conversations.
Absolutely, sir. I'd like to come anytime you need.
Businessman Mauro Garza, Cameron County Judge candidate, Republican. You will see him on the ballot. And, of course, the true fight begins after the primary.
Right. Yeah. MauroForJudge.com.
MauroForJudge.com. Merry Christmas. God bless
to everyone.
Brother.
Merry Christmas.
The
and a
Sergio
Happy
Show
New
on
Year.
Newstalk 710 KURV. This hour made possible by Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing.
There's only